The latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefon.
Finish this phrase. Leave it what?
In.
Name something specific. Name some specific.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stefon Diggs.
Diggs. I'm a great guy. I'm actually a great guy.
If it ain't snowing, I ain't going.
Finish this phrase. Leave it what?
In.
Rumors going around that Stefon Diggs had an affair with Cardi B while she was 8 months pregnant.
I'm him.
Me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. It's not like we're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. I mean, you know, everybody kept telling me like I should have fun.
Yes.
And we had a little bit of too much fun, and now I'm here. I'm here. We had too much fun.
For this made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
What it do, people? You're now tuned in.
Popovich.
Popovich
TV. Oh yeah.
We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here. One more again. So if it's your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. To everybody else, you already know. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. Talk about this Cardi B shit, right? She just was on the Breakfast Club today, I think. Or maybe it was yesterday. I think it was today, though. I know an album came out today. When I first talked about it on the Tuesday live, I was like, I ain't hear the album yet. That's because it didn't come out yet. But it did come out today. I listened to like 3 tracks on there. It's all right. A lot of ass shaking. You know, I'm better than you bitches. I look better than you bitches. Pussy get wetter than you bitches. I did listen to Word of a Man, when she was, you know, talking about Offset, etc. And I know she did the Gayle King interview. She did some other shit with Kelly Rowland too. So she been rolling out, you know, prepping, you know, doing all of the, you know, pulling out all of the stops as she should to promote her album. I did look at some of the Breakfast Club interview. I think it was like an hour, and I might have watched like a half an hour of it. After a while, it started to get overbearing because I'm not really a fan like that. And that's not no shade, you know what I'm saying? She is authentic, that feeling, right? That's what we love people for being them true selves, not putting on the act. I definitely pride myself on being authentic. So that way, you know, if you like me, you like me. If you don't, then it's cool. You don't got to rock with me. So, and from that standpoint, salute to her, staying her true self as much as possible. But I heard a lot of sadness, a lot of depression, a lot of putting the front on for people, make it look like you happy and you living your best life, but you're really not. Even though she did speak about being sad and when you're in love and you know the shit is over, it hurt. She got kids, she don't regret them. You know, being pregnant by Stefon Diggs, a lot of people was talking about that. And now I give my thoughts on it too. First and foremost, people will always be like, yo, you know, let them live their life, they can do what they want. We all can do what the fuck we want because we're human. As long as you're not breaking no laws and you're really not immediately infringing upon other people's liberties and freedoms, etc., then you could do what you want, right? You got to deal with the consequences. You got to deal with the repercussions. You got to hold yourself accountable at some point in time. That's everybody if you in the deal. But, you know, when you take the money aside, because people are like, who are you to judge her? You know, I think somebody that came out and called her slow, and a lot of people was getting at it, mostly Cardi B fans, people that look up to her, she's your queen to be, which is unfortunate, but there's a lot of other women who we could probably look up to, especially if I had a daughter. I wouldn't want her looking up to Cardi B, that's just keeping it a buck. Now you can say you made it in the rap game, you know, business acumens for whatever her little business is or whatever businesses that she got. I ain't even meant to say little, like to knock her down. She doing good for herself financially. Hey, all praises due, right? She figured it out. She found the lane, she jumped in it, she made it work for her. But we know, as we can see Cam and Dame, which we just finished talking about, money doesn't unlame you. Money doesn't make you not corny no more. You can have all the money in the world and still be a douchebag. You still could be corny. You still could be what's considered lame. You still could be not that guy, right? So just because she figured out how to get a bag off the music industry, making shake your ass songs and wet ass pussy songs, that don't make her a role model or somebody that your daughter should be looking up to, your little nieces and your little female cousins, right? Right. So, you know, people was dragging the girl that I see, like, yo, you calling her slow, but she got millions, and who the fuck is you? And maybe slow is not the word, but they asked her, they're like, yo, did you care about what people was going to say about you? And she like, sometimes yeah, sometimes don't, but you could tell that she really care about what the public thinks about her. You could tell. All that tough skin and all that. It only works but for so long, right? Like you can fool some of the people some of the time, and you know, allegedly maybe kind of sort of while you was still pregnant, you know, with your husband, baby, you was letting this nigga knock you down. I think she even came out and said that. If I'm misspeaking, then my bad. But then to swing back around and now you're gonna be a baby mom. You know what I mean? Like, you know, again, not the best of moves. You know, she like, you know, some days, you know, between her albums, I didn't know this was her sophomore album because she did drop albums in between, but I guess this is her second studio recorded album, right, officially. 8 years done passed. Damn, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, whether it's husband reasons, having baby reasons, you know, I know one of her earlier videos or interviews, she was like, yo, she want a lot of babies, etc. So she's just doing what she says she want to do. But with somebody like Diggs, right? And this is no knock on him. I don't know him personally. But I do know that Minnesota Viking locker room video is spinning in the clip now, right? And they was asking these is all men now, football players in the locker room, you know what I mean? Jockstrap niggas, some niggas walking around naked, some now. These are football players, right? The alphas, right? They could get the pick of the litter, most of them, because they got a couple dollars. They're like, yo, who's the one person in this locker room that you would not want to date your sister? And you guessed it, survey says it was Stefon Diggs. And he's like, nah, I'm really a good guy. And I think he just had a baby 5 months ago or whatever. He is trying to do the paternity test, but it's like a few reasons why this is all wrong. Take the music aside, take the fame aside, take her having a lot of money aside. We get it, she got money, right? I got money, bitch. Take her authenticity aside. We know that she authentic, right? We know that she her true self. But if you getting a divorce and you having a breakup from somebody that you really was in love with, you know what I mean? I can't say you got to do 6 months, 7 months, a year. Everybody is different. I can speak for me. When I was married and I got divorced and I filed for divorce, I ain't link up with just no one person, like in particular. I was playing the field and getting it out of my system and trying to compensate, if you will. You could say like, damn, lost out. Shit wasn't the best of times. It was a tough time, right? So we do feel good sometimes laying up or trying to take your mind off things by being with somebody else, but not diving fully in. Because you ain't healed yet. You're still dealing with that whole thing, right? Especially when there's kids involved. Especially you ain't signed yet, right? But to deal with somebody like him, and again, I'm not talking down on the brother because I don't know him personally. But just seeing that video, that's crazy. After all of your teammates. And basically they was throwing him under the bus on some, he a player, or, you know what I mean? He a good teammate and all, he a good wide receiver, but I wouldn't let that nigga come to my house for dinner. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically how they was talking about him. Then you got more than one baby moms, you on the boat dancing and shit. And shit, like, basically we was just having too much fun. And where the fuck is the condoms at? Saying it ain't no condoms, you ain't on contraceptive, we're just having babies with anybody because people like, he Offset 2.0. Now maybe he changed his ways, maybe he's reformed. Is he though? And could you choose a little better? You know what I'm saying? Like one of the songs I think was it Dead, or she talking about Bree, whoever Bree is. I hear she write for a couple of female artists. when they was asking her about that, like, you know, you answered it, but what made you swing back the block now on this one when you could have just left it alone? And she's like, cuz she was talking about my kids, and you know, my kids get older and they see that she says something about me, which is the dumbest thing ever, right? That's one of the dumbest things she said on there. She said a few. That's why I didn't get through the whole interview. And it ain't no hate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know her personally. But she like, I want them to be able to see that I killed her. I got back at this bitch. Like, that's what you worrying about? You know, your kids be grown, they worrying about some rap battle you had. Then, you know, she 32, I think Stefon 31. You got 3 kids, 1 on the way. I get it. She from the Bronx. She was a dancer, stripper. She on record saying she drug niggas, took niggas, you know, book niggas on some, you know, foul shit, right? That's the lifestyle she was living. It is what it is. We accept it, we acknowledge it. But for her to still say, you know, people thought I was dealing with a blood, and even though I'm a blood, you know what I mean, and woo, it ain't nothing to be around blood. Just the ignorance, even though I guess she was being her true, authentic self, it just sounded so ratchet and horrible on the ears, and just to think that she's just one of millions. Millions of girls, you know, and even ladies her age rock with her, and they hold on to every single word. So instead of getting up there and, you know, saying you made mistakes and woo woo and you trying to heal, push it forward, I get it. So he jumped in your DMs, you know, you got that little itch, you want to get your back blown out like Tiana Taylor. Can I just get my back blown out in peace? Ah, you let him clap the cheeks, but what's the baby about? What's the full time me and my boyfriend now? When he deal, you know what I mean? Like, it just looked like bad decision after bad decision. And again, only time to tell. Maybe they'll stay together forever and ever and ever and ever. But do I think they're gonna get married? No, I don't. And if I had to bet money, I'm betting that they're not gonna get married. And that don't mean that I'm hoping that they don't. It just means that I'm a betting man. We'll talk sports in a little bit. I bet that it ain't even gonna last. I don't even think it's gonna last. It's a come up for him. You know, his days of being on Minnesota, being the man, going to Houston, supposedly being the man. Then got, you know, Achilles tore, got a bad injury. Now you in New England, you know, Siberia. You ain't got the good quarterback. You're probably not gonna have the numbers that you're gonna have this year. You was probably buying your time so you could get out of there and go to another team. You know, is it gonna work and last? I doubt it. Seriously doubt it. Again, I'm not rooting for it not to work. I'm just saying it's probably not gonna work. And she ain't got nobody to blame but herself, right? Because this is who you choose. Like, you know, you got money, right? And you hear like a lot of women on the Kendra G or just in general, they want the six pack, the athlete, the businessman, the nigga with the long jump off and the Prince Zamunda. You want everything, right? But you already rich. Cool, you don't want a nigga to come spend your money and live off you, I got it. But you go from rapper to athlete. Not the 9-to-5 guy, not the blue collar guy, not the nigga that's trying to, that got his business and made it even be a t-shirt business. It could be a vending machine business. It could be a laundromat business. Somebody that's going to probably, you know, be more head over heels for you than you might be for them. As you heard what Rihanna said, her grandmother told her, or her mom, so I forget what she said, told her that, and then she ended up getting a nigga like ASAP Rocky, somebody that is probably more in love and head over heels for her than she is for him. Right? You know, why you gonna go get a guy like that? Somebody that could deal, you know, that's new to the limelight, and you probably could show them new things or whatever. They may be infatuated with you as opposed to a Diggs who, you know, popped a couple of Instagram models already, familiar with the BBLs and, you know, that whole lifestyle. And you ain't nothing new. You just an artist. That's all you are. You're just an artist. You take away the artist, what do you have? You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing that he ain't never seen before. So again, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it doesn't move me one way or another. She a whole grown woman. She rich. She got more money than me. He got more money than me. Okay. People with no money act like money is in everything. I'm having a good time. They just try to, I saw their price. They bum ass niggas on the podcast talking from their mama's basements and all, even though I ain't in my mom's basement. But, you know, for people like us, because she is in the comments, she do care about what the public has to say. She admitted that herself. But she was a little apprehensive, but she's like, it is what it is, and we here now. So it's like, just better judgment. So I would say to my nieces, my little cousins, female cousins and shit on the come up, choose wisely. Never choose no man that other men is saying never. Like, never, ever. Because you know them niggas is getting buns and shit too. So they ain't no saints. That ain't like it was church boys talking about some, you know, some player, PIMP ass nigga. These is other athletes who probably party in the same part, hanging out with him. But for them to give him the title of the best around and nothing's ever going to keep you down, I mean, he is the ultimate. That nigga's the ultimate. I think it's a clip spinning at him when he was on Family Feud, and the question was to leave it, and he finished the sentence with in, like leaving it in. That nigga not pulling out, you know what I'm saying? And videos of him behind the cheerleaders look like he's smelling their butt or trying to touch their butt and all that. So it's like, you give up one douchebag nigga, you know, or a nigga that can't, you know, be faithful for another nigga. And again, I'm not saying that he's not my man's in him. Dog, that's my man's in him. I'm not saying that. But, again, this nigga whole team, Minnesota Vikings, like 8 players, when they was going around the room with that camera asking them, who was the one person that you don't want talking to your sister? And they all pointed the finger at him and said, Kareem Akbar. He is the true leader of the CNP, and if I'm going down, I'm taking all these niggas with me. They threw that nigga under the bus, then drove over him, then backed it up. Telling other athletes on other teams and other people, like, yo, don't let this nigga near your sister, because he's that guy, right? So for you to turn around thinking you getting revenge and the rebound, now you're dealing with some nigga that got, you know, baby mama drama, allegedly, maybe kind of sort of. And then lastly, right? For him and for her. Say he wasn't the guy that the Minnesota Viking teammates said that he was. Just a regular guy, a good guy, stand-up guy, a loyal guy. Now you got to go through this whole spin cycle. She dealing with you. You still in the love phase. Anybody that ever been in love or courting somebody, you know, in the beginning is one of the best times because it's still new. You still learning. Everything is funny. You know, they could do no wrong until you know, go through some conflict and some tough times. Then you find out that they down with you or that they not down with you. If you the new guy, which he is, right? Her album is coming out. Her album is out today. Now you gotta hear the songs. You got, and for some women that may say what I'm about to say, you being insecure, a real man wouldn't really care. It's not really about real man and insecure or not. It's about my mental state, my peace of mind, because that's priceless. Great Fire, what's up? So now you on your tour, right? She's been on Gail, she's been with Kelly Rowland, you've been in the Breakfast Club, you're doing all these videos. So now we gotta, as your new man, say he wasn't Stefon Diggs. Now we gotta keep hearing about your ex-husband, how he cheated on you, how he played you, you know, how you got revenge, and we gotta live through this whole thing. But this supposed to be our, you know, introduction phase, the love phase, the fun phase when you first meet somebody. You know what I'm saying? When you first meet somebody, everything funny, everything they do is good, you jittery, you get butterflies, the good times, right? And if you've been together long, then it stays good. You just have conflict during the journey, and then you see if, you know, you're with each other. And then it still end up being the golden years. But the beginning is some of the best times. And now they beginning times is dealing with an album where you getting back at your ex-husband. You're talking about shit that he did, and people playing the songs now when you go out in the club, or, you know, they under the comments, under your comments talking about this nigga. And you got to deal with that as the new guy. Like, I don't want to hear all that shit as the new guy. Like, fuck all that. This supposed to be me and your time. And every time, that's like, what kind of hear West said on the song? Keep telling me about your boyfriend, bitch. I'm not him. I'm not him, you drunken hot girl. Why do we keep talking about your ex? And you hear women say to guys that don't got no game, listen up. If she giving you the buns, you as the new guy, even if y'all not together, take this from me and take this from women, because they done told y'all this on the internet, fellas. Don't talk about the next guy, the old guy, the guy she was fucking. Don't talk about him. You gonna talk yourself out of the buns. Don't be bringing so how he used to do and what he doing, what y'all relationship was like. Who gives a fuck? Who cares of how her last relationship was? If she bring it up, cool. But you shouldn't be bringing up about you know, the ex nigga, what he used to do, what he, you know, what he drove, what he did for work and all that. You shouldn't be bringing that up if you the new guy. Even if you just popping and having fun. You should not be bringing that up. And women will tell you, niggas that be asking questions about the old guy, now I mean, they look at you funny style with the side eye like, you know, why, I'm not even talking about him. Why are you so concerned about the last nigga I was dealing with, right? But as him as the new guy, a year and change now, I got to hear about the song you wrote about him. You know, I got to see the interviews and you talking about this nigga. And I get it, it's your baby father, so he ain't going nowhere. I get that part, but this is the beginning for us. And I got to live through a cycle of your new album and you getting revenge on this nigga and talking, you know. Like, who the fuck want to deal with that shit? Not me. I wouldn't want to deal with it. Now, maybe he's different, obviously, you know what I mean? But I just find that a little funny style. But for the ladies, gentlemen, and lowlifes, just because people got money, don't make them a fucking role model. You know what I mean? Don't make them somebody you should be following, mimicking, and trying to think you're going to do the same shit that they did. She made it, she made it. You know what I mean? Financially. That don't mean you should be just going to do the same moves she doing, because it's not a good look. In my opinion, and we all make mistakes, so I ain't no saint, and my track record ain't the best.
But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. Yeah, kid.